doing today? Welcome to Fine Arts Week. There we go. For those of you, most of you guys have never even been in a Fine Arts Week, so I'm very honored to start it off today. My name's Owen Espinosa. I'm a senior who goes to this school. I've been doing speech for about 4 years now. And the event I'm going to be doing today is called Original Comedy, which means it's an 8.5-minute piece I wrote that's about like a one-person play where I play all the characters. And I hope you enjoy. And my creative writing people are here, my creative writing class. Miss Riley, I wrote this piece, so if you could give me a better grade in this class, that'd be nice. Just thinking, all right? Okay, are we ready? Ready to go? Ready to start? Okay. Hi, I'm Owen Espinosa. I'm a Marxist-Leninist who hates all authority and whose favorite pastime is burning down public property. Just kidding. I'm a normal kid like everybody else, just with a burning passion for left-wing politics and somebody who's interested in running for student body president. Hashtag free school lunches. Hashtag free the nipple. Hashtag I didn't mean to say that last one. Today is the day of the election, and for those of you concerned, yes, I am vaxxed and boosted for COVID, rabies, and moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Oh snap, I'm gonna be late. Honey, when are you gonna be home from school? Well, I have Model UN after school, followed by Future Leaders of America organization, followed by How to Overthrow the Government Society at 7. So I'll be home after that. I'm not that much of a communist. I'm also not 6'2" like it says on my dating profile. I'm 6'3". I'm just advocating for the simple stuff. Free lunch programs for lower income students, a more lax dress code, and basic funding for our basic necessities. Our school's water fountains still say whites only. Yikes. Hey Gerald, what's up man? You're gonna vote me for student body president, right? No man, your ideas are sick. You're too radical. You're never gonna win. Hey, Georgina. Georgina is one of the custodial staff members at school. She's from Norway, and she's been here for basically forever. She's probably my biggest fan. How are you today, Georgina? Ooh, I'm very good. Just mopping the floors I love so much. How are you? I'm a bit discouraged because today's my big day, and nobody's wished me any luck. Oh, I'm sure you'll do great. You shine brighter than all the rest of the students at this school. Shh. Attention all students. Voting for the student body presidential election is opened up on our homepage. So make sure to log in and cast your ballots. And Tammy, while speaking about logging in, can you please clear my browser history? Second period, AP US history. Wouldn't be so bad if I didn't already know everything, and my teacher, Miss Hoffenpfeffer von Schnitzel McCarthy, didn't hate me. Now, my students, it's time to learn about my favorite lesson in AP US history, the Red Scare. Boom! Now that we're done with our doo-wops and bebops and have recovered over the loss of our glorious leader. I mean, JFK. Ooh, head wounds. It's time to learn about our greatest enemy, starving masses. Actually, Miss McCarthy, Soviet Russia was already going through some internal turmoil after the fall of their monarchy, and when you change an entire socio-economic system, it can lead to an authoritative dictatorship. So I really don't think we should be blaming the starving masses for Stalin's reign. What are you, some kind of communist sympathizer? No, I would never side with a reactionary authoritative dictatorship, but I think we should be looking at our own economic hypocrisy in America, since I've had to work 7 jobs since I was a sophomore, and I'm still only going to be able to pay for 1 semester of college. Community college. Listen to this man talk about the destruction of Western values. I think we have a communist among us. No, Miss McCarthy, I'm not a communist. I'm also not small like a little hobbit man, which is what you wrote on my essay last week. Listen to me, you zealot. I'm going to put you on trial. And if you refuse, I'm going to give you detention, and any blemish on your permanent record will prevent you from being student body president. Shh. Good afternoon, students. I'm Principal Arizona, and yes, my humor is a little dry. But I welcome you all to our impromptu assembly today. Miss McCarthy has accused Mr. Owen Espinosa of communism. I just want to say I have no say in this matter because this will get a lot of flock to our Facebook page, which your parents all use to complain about our budgeting problems and how AP critical race theory is required this year. Coach Kempler will be your judge. Attention! At ease, you maggots. I had to cancel the pacer test today, so I want to see Mr. Espinosa squirm. You will be judged by a jury of your peers, and the court is in session. I'd like to call up Donna Klump to the stand. Donna, you're running for student body president, yes? No, that's fake news. No, you're running for student body president, yes? Oh, sorry, just an instinct. As I said it last week, book burning, there are very fine people on both sides of the student body presidential election, but I'm Donna Klump, and I'm here to make assemblies great again. That simply isn't true. Look, I don't always agree with Donna, but I'm sure she'd make a fine. Mr. Espinosa, did I say you could speak? No, sir. Then sit back down. Yes, sir. You may continue. No further questions, Your Honor. I'd like to call up Miss Simone, our lunch lady. Owen is a very sweet and helpful boy, often helping out in the lunchroom when we're low on staff. But he has been known to improvise with the recipe when we're low on food, making some of his personal favorites. Beets, beet stew, beet soup, beet sandwiches, beet salad all smothered in Russian dressing. Why does he do it? Beats me. What can I say? I like big beats and I cannot lie. Mr. Espinosa, any more words out of you and I'm making you run laps. Your Honor, Mr. Espinosa's communist ideals remind me of when I was little girl in the Ukraine, preparing for a Russian invasion, waiting for a shirtless Vladimir Putin to come riding in on a bear. Your Honor, no further questions. All right, it's time for the defendant's defense. Let's go, Brandon. My name is Owen. I know. Well, then I'd like to call up Georgina as my first witness. Ooh, this is my moment to shine. Hello, boys and girls. Owen is so sweet, often helping me clean and mop and even detail the little gum under your desks. And he does his work very fast. Some might even say he's Russian. Well, don't say that. That makes me sound like I'm Russian. Mr. Espinosa, I did not say you could bring witnesses up here. This is America, not communist China. You want to play by our rules, you're going to have to change up your platform. Well, I guess that means I'm going to have to defend myself. Look, I know I'm a bit strange and a bit weird, and sometimes at late night parties I do drop the beats. Literally. But I love this school, and I just want to make it a better place for both the students and the faculty. I know not everybody's going to agree, but I think we need to be more tolerant of all our students' voices here. I thank you for listening, even if you don't agree. Mr. Espinosa, that brought a tear to my eye. It's almost as if you want to give a serious message in this comedy of a trial. Now the jury will come back with your view. We find Mr. Espinosa guilty of his communist ideology and recommend he be expelled from the school. Wait. I know this trial is almost over, but the election results are in, and we thought we should announce it in front of the entire school. Actually, this is an afternoon assembly, so most students already skipped. Well, the two students here would probably be interested. So the new student body president for St. Petersburg High School, home of the Fighting Cossacks, is Owen Espinosa. What? Yes, only 5 people voted in our Google form this year. Well, except for Donna, who voted for herself 45,132 times under the same email, but she was disqualified, which means you won in a unilateral victory, the first time in school history. This election was rigged. I want to see the votes, Principal Arizona, and I'll storm your damn office if I have to. Shh. And that's how I became student body president. And it's time to change a few things around here, starting with AP US History. What? I've been teaching this class for 45 years. I'll never let the mayor of Munchkinland lead my class. Well, maybe that's just going to have to be my first action in office, comrades. Thank you.
Hi. Wow, that's loud. Okay, my name is Grace Stewart, and I am a part of speech. I have been for the past 4 years, like Owen. And this is one of my events. It's original oratory, and yeah. When I'm overextended, there is nothing better to calm me down than some McDonald's. I mean, there have been times I've ordered a double quarter pounder, 10-piece beef nuggets, fries, Sprite, and a McFlurry just because I didn't get enough time to eat during the day. My eating habits are a reflection of my life. Like, I spend $30 on over half the menu at McDonald's. I fill up my time with clubs, jobs, and volunteering, trying to be as busy as possible, but it feels like I can never check everything off my to-do list. Whether you're a student, teacher, or parent, there are more opportunities presented to us than we can possibly accept, regardless of how many we attempt to take. Dr. Jody Clark, professional counselor, argues in her October 7th, 2020 Very Well Mind article that being busy is often seen as a badge of honor or a marker of self-worth, with a lack of leisure time. We need to explore how overextending ourselves can endanger our overall well-being. In order to do this, we must first set the table with our causes, sit down for the effects, and finally pass around our solutions. Hopefully, we can create a well-balanced schedule with time for work, play, and a McFlurry. Just like the McPick 2, there are two key causes to our overcommitment: our inability to say no and confusing productivity with busyness. First, we all want to be told yes, whether it be an RSVP to a party or answering the question, am I getting a Porsche for my birthday? This yes expectation makes it so that people feel pressure to please others, even when it leads us to overextend ourselves. Dr. Ahona Guha, a clinical psychologist, reveals in a May 6, 2021 Psychology Today article that we struggle to say no because of a fear of seeming selfish, expectations from friends and family, a fear of missing out, or other structural commitments. It leads to a never-ending cycle of fearing saying no, saying yes instead, overcommitting, rinse and repeat. Second, overextension is caused by a desire to be productive, by attempting as many things as possible, even when it's impossible to do everything. Many people think that the best way to be productive is to fill up your schedule and eliminate downtime to give the appearance of being busy. Oliver Burkeman writes in his book, 4,000 Weeks, Time Management for Mortals, that almost no one in the history of humanity has ever achieved work-life balance, whatever that might be, and you certainly won't get there by copying the 6 things successful people do before 7 a.m. Striving for work-life balance while simply increasing the work we do each week reinforces a dangerous idea that the more you do, the more successful you are. The same amount of times I order McDonald's a day, it turns out there are 2 effects of our overcommitment. First, overcommitment leads to feelings of inadequacy. Constantly feeling like you're coming up short or always just a few steps away from success can be detrimental. Or as Kelly Kossow, CEO of the Ford Institute, wrote on August 26, 2019, the problem of our tendency to overcommit is actually a form of self-sabotage, which leaves us feeling inadequate, incapable, or just plain bad about ourselves. Now, it's not just that we're running ourselves ragged, we're hurting our physical health in the process. In a February 14th, 2020 TEDx talk, Kimberly Wilson, president of the Student Government Association at the University of Houston, describes studies that show those who worked more than 55 hours per week had a 13% greater chance of having a heart attack, and are 33% more likely to suffer from a stroke. Finally, even though we overcommit because of expectations others have for us, it can strain even our closest relationships. If you're dropping deadlines or backing out at the last minute, you will have to deal with the repercussions. A Thrive Global article published by Jasmine and Nana on April 1st, 2019 says, "There was nothing worse than having to look into the eyes of a disappointed acquaintance and having to explain my inability to carry on with a project or event to which I had already committed." We all fill our plates every day, but if we keep stacking and stacking and stacking, we find ourselves disappointed at being unable to finish and disappointing others as well. But there are some steps we can take to balance our lives and create the perfect plate, probably with much less McDonald's. One solution is simple, but it takes practice. We need to stop being yes men and women and learn to say no. Leadership consultant Greg McCowan argues that a radical approach is often the most effective. In his book, Essentialism, A Disciplined Pursuit of Less, he writes that the way to combat busyness is to only say yes to the top 10% of tasks presented to you. Maybe I should try this when my calculus teacher gives us too many integrals to solve. I should probably get rid of that thought. Saying no can be difficult for fear of seeming difficult or closed off. But if Schitt's Creek has taught us anything, it's that we all deserve to take a selfish. Our second solution involves self-care and prioritizing our well-being over the idea of busyness. Society has put a negative connotation surrounding downtime, but we need to recognize the benefits rest can have for our well-being. Dr. Christina DeBona, professor of endodontics at Tufts University, writes in her Very Well Mind article dated April 29th, 2021, that the best way to add self-care to our list is to add the task, just be. To just be means to make the choice to connect with your being. In my life, I've had to make decisions like, do I audition for the play or prioritize working? Do I continue overbooking my schedule or allow myself to have that downtime without worrying about letting someone else down? Today, we committed to learning about overcommitment. Chronic overcommitment has left us with too few hours in the day spent on ourselves and too many trying to please others. Now that we have set the table with our causes, sat down for the effects, and passed around our solutions, we can finally achieve our goals and cross off that final thing on our to-do list. Before committing to anything, go over what you are currently committed to and what you're considering. Decide if it's best to add more to your plate, whether it's with that extra McChicken or a mental health day. We need to start prioritizing ourselves while working on our newly prioritized commitments. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? Oh, I don't know. My name is Isabel. We will be performing a humorous duet act for you all. Humorous duet acting consists of two people enacting a humorous script, playing two different characters. Hope you enjoy. This is what happens when you do something really bad. When you don't know it's really bad. You wind up with 2 years of recess detention. 2 years. It all began innocently enough. Caroline? Ah! Ah!
What are you doing all by yourself?
I'm trying to figure out how to get Blake to notice me.
Blake? The one who can burp the Constitution?
Yeah, huh? He's got a tight, compact little body, like an Italian sports car. Vroom.
And you think sitting on the no friends bench is gonna get him to notice you?
Yeah.
No.
Ooh, I'm sorry. My mom made me stop eating gluten, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Look, this is easy.
I'll help you. Really?
Absolutely. There are lots of complicated things in life, like rocket science, putting your pants on, field sobriety tests. Getting a boy to like you is not one of them. All you need to do is wink, or smile, or not be dead. But if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it my way.
Deal. And that's when I found out one word can upset a lot of people. Porn. George Carlin once said there are 7 words you can't say on television.
Order, they are
No!
bad words.
By Margaret Erickson.
What are you doing?
Playing dead. It's what animals do when they sense danger.
Sometimes I look at people and wonder how they've made it this far. You are one of those people.
Thank you for wondering about me.
How you look is the most important thing when you're trying to impress a boy.
My mom says it's the inside that counts.
That's just something parents say to make their ugly kids feel better. Okay, now it's time for your first challenge.
Ooh, is this where I tell him I think he's really perfect and beautiful?
Stop! The minute you tell a boy he's perfect or even good at anything, they begin to believe it and become intolerable. Let's practice. I'll be you. You be Blake.
Hey, Caroline.
Hey, Blake.
Would you like a sip of my cranberry juice box?
Cranberry juice?
Yeah, it helps keep the infections away. Trust.
Look, there's Blake. Go make small talk.
Hi, Blake. You're so small. Oh, this is hopeless. I'm so tired of not being noticed.
Listen, never let anyone treat you like a yellow starburst. You're a pink starburst.
That's beautiful. How do you know all this stuff?
I watch and read a lot of porn.
What is that? Porn?
You know, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube. My dad says that stuff is porn because you just can't take your eyes off of it. I have no idea what that means.
Me either, but I guess I'll have to ask my parents if I can watch some porn too. I mean, they can't stop looking at it. It's like all day long in my house, except for Sundays. It's the Lord's Day. All right, everyone, we're going to see Mr. Rooney so we can learn more about porn.
We're going to make the world a better place. I will not try to make the world a better place by teaching bad words.
I really thought we were onto something, which is why I was surprised when we landed in Principal Rooney's office. Oh, hi, Mr. Rooney. Did you have a good lunch? Was there gluten in it?
She's gluten intolerant.
I'm not gluten intolerant. I'm gluten addicted. My mom says there's a definite difference.
Look, Miss Rooney, before she has an episode, can you pull us over here? You just asked about learning about porn. What? We should stop saying porn? I don't understand.
Why can't we talk about porn? It's everywhere. Sometimes I'll be lying with my mom and brother and we just get so lost in it.
Amen.
It's even on the iPads you gave us. Oh, Mr. Rooney, while we have you, what's a good porn name?
You know, like at Honey Bear Doll or at Real Donald Trump.
Ooh, at Sweet Caroline.
No, you need something like at Private Dancer.
Oh, I like that one. What's something that screams Daddy's little girl? Of course we told others about the porn, the kids, Sam the custodian. He was really happy we were into it. It's not like we're acting inappropriately. Character counts with us.
Yup, it's the Wildcat way every day.
Ha ha, rawr.
That was so trouble. How could I be in trouble? We didn't do anything.
I can't get in trouble. I don't ever get in trouble. I just need some gluten.
Are you going to take the porn off our iPads? Oh, he's definitely taking the porn off our iPads. Damn it!
will hold my breath and die.
You will live with his death on your hands,
When he comes back, we kill him.
That's your plan?
It's in the beginning stages. I'm workshopping it.
No. You cannot come to apologize to everyone.
That's brilliant. Wait, we can use his phone to tweet out an apology.
Genius! Use the porn to apologize to everyone for talking about porn. I'll lock the door. You grab the microphone. Students and elderlies of Churchill Academy, this is an announcement. This is Autumn.
And sweet Caroline.
Dear Wildcats, we wanted to apologize for our porn problem at school. I was just trying to teach Caroline how to talk to boys.
I love you, Blake, and I want to drink cranberry juice with you forever.
That was so good.
I also ate my twin in the womb.
Okay, we gotta go. Signing off. Oh boy, Mr. Rooney does not look happy. Inside voice of Mr. Rooney, we're at a level 10. We're down to a 4.
And that's how we wound up with 2 years of recess detention. I was just trying to get the boy and make the world a better place. Come on, Autumn, it's time for gym.
You know, we should start a polygamy group.
Will that get us in Principal Rooney's office?
No, I'm sure he's into polygamy. What we need is a boy who wants to hang out with tons of girls.
Blake! Thank you. Girl. Thanks, y'all. Oh my God, yeah.
So me and my brother Aiden, we're going to be doing a dramatic duet acting, which is what you basically just saw, except instead of being funny, it's more sad. And this piece, I should probably explain before we start so it's not as confusing. We are going to play fetuses. So if you're like, what is happening? We're fetuses. There you go. That's all you need to know. All right, enjoy it.
Okay.
Screw this crap.
Don't be so negative. We're about to be born.
Speak for yourself. I'm not going anywhere.
It's really not up to you.
I'm not ready.
Not ready? We've had 9 months to get ready.
I need a nap first.
You want me to sing the song?
I guess, if you're not doing anything.
Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me.
I'm still just a little worried about original sin.
We've been through this.
As descendants of Adam, we're going to inherit the distortion of the nature of man. Weakness, ignorance, suffering, and the inevitability of death.
Let me give you a tickle.
No more tickling.
Uh-oh. Here comes Mr. Funny Fingers. Quit hitting!
Quit it with the tickle torture, man. Don't make me go out there. I cannot do this.
You can. I know you can.
Just tell them to come back tomorrow. I need a tiny nap first.
I'm sorry, brother. We're all out of time.
T.S. Eliot once wrote, "To be conscious is not to be in time, But only in time can the moment in the drafty church at Smokefall be remembered.
Only through time, time is conquered.
Two twin brothers, awaiting their birth, contemplate what life will be like once they are born.
And whether their lives will be ones worth living and ones worth remembering.
Smokefall.
By Noah Heidel.
I don't want to leave. In here, it's perfect.
Maybe it will be better out there.
It can't be. Out there will be tainted with the distortion of the nature of man.
You're just afraid.
Call me afraid again.
You're afraid again. Quit hitting.
Forget it. Let's just focus up on us. What we have here is perfect. And here, we'll never know suffering. Here, we'll never grow old.
Hey, get excited. We're about to enter the realities of experience.
108 billion people have already been alive. And they've all been so much the same.
But with infinite variations.
First steps, first words.
Mine will be, hello world.
Grow older, first kiss.
Someone else's tongue in my mouth.
Grow older, lose your virginity.
I'll lose mine to a girl named Sheila Goldstein.
Ugh. Grow older, build your own version of stability. A job, a house, a family.
We'll have 2 kids, maybe 3.
Grow older still. Grow tired, wait for your body to betray you and fail. Last words, last breath.
Goodbye, Sheila. You have been all my reasons.
Every story, if you follow it long enough, has the exact same ending. Every life is just a little bit of noise between 2 silences.
But there is the noise we get to make. We can laugh.
We can cry.
We can sing.
We can scream. Ah! See? Nobody heard me.
I did. I heard you.
You're an idiot. I can't believe we're even related.
Jeez, tough womb.
It just won't be special.
You'll be special to me. You see, out there, we won't have to imagine the world anymore. We'll get to see what everything feels like, smells like, tastes like. Crisp air, the ocean, horses.
Genocide.
Mountains, fire.
The population bomb.
Cookies.
Nuclear winter.
Come on, John. Tell me at least one thing you're looking forward to.
John. I don't feel like a John.
You're right. Maybe I'm a John, you're... Oh, Samuel.
Samuel. Ooh, that feels better, you know, just kind of feels right in my mouth.
Only problem is I kind of like Samuel better too.
Too bad, it's mine. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Done and done. I'm Samuel, you're John. I'm so scared.
Me too. I'm scared too. Mom's working pretty hard to get us out.
Can you hear her crying?
What's she saying?
Cuss words, like the mouth of a sailor. Do you hear Dad comforting her?
No.
No.
He's probably still at work. Oh, I forgot to tell you that he whispered something to us the other night while you were still asleep.
What'd he say?
Good evening, gentlemen. I hope every breath and beat of your hearts are whole.
You should have woken me up.
But you look so peaceful when you sleep. I couldn't do it.
How'd I look?
Like this.
Let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? We're mistakes.
Blessed accidents.
When was the last time Dad touched Mom?
I haven't kept track.
She asks him to touch her. She practically begs him to. A few nights ago, she rolled over and said, please, please, love, I miss you.
And what did he say?
Nothing. He rolled over and pretended to be asleep.
Serious?
Our family might not be a stable environment to nurture love. You remember that fight a few days ago?
Which one?
The one about us.
Oh, I didn't like that one.
He was cocked on Seagram 7. He was yelling.
She pleaded.
I didn't want them in the first place.
Please, Daniel, stop yelling.
I can't do this again. The diapers, the crying, no sleep. I cannot sacrifice my life again.
Please, love, please stop yelling.
I'm not yelling. He knocked over a lamp and walked out.
She cried into her hand.
They didn't want us.
But we're here anyway. And we'll always be close enough to hold hands if we need to. Hey, don't turn away from me. Come on. We can talk this out.
There's nothing to say.
We'll always be brothers, right?
I'm still just a little worried about original sin as descendants of Adam, as a consequence of the first sin of this transgressed hereditary
stop. It's time. Turn towards me.
I won't.
Please. I just want to see your eyes.
Fine. I'm looking. So what?
So I'll always be here next to you. And in my eyes, you will know that you were always, always, always loved.
Do you promise?
Cross my heart and hope to die.
What will love feel like?
You already know. So let's be courageous. Go out there and love our time. Every single second of our lives. So, who goes first?
You.
No, I insist. After you.
I couldn't possibly.
I couldn't possibly.
I'm not asking.
Fine. I'll go. You'll come out right after me.
I'll be right behind you.
You better, because I don't want to be alone out there.
Don't worry. You won't be. I hope your life is extraordinary in every way, brother. I hope every breath and beat of your heart is holy. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream. Thank you.
Thanks again for coming and watching our speech team. Hope you enjoyed this last speech. Growing up, a lot of us were given quirky nicknames like Nugget, Munchkin, Adopted. Mine was Selfish. To my mom, everything I seemed to do was selfish, like hanging out with friends or breathing during our general hospital. When you're called something enough times, you wonder, is that what I really am? Am I a nugget? More importantly, could it be okay to be selfish? An article posted by the Medium on February 21st, 2021 clarifies that selfishness doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be okay to be selfish, to take care of your emotional, mental, and physical well-being. As senior class president and opening speaker at our Mental Health Awareness Week Assembly, I'm here to show selfishness through a lens of self-care. So, what does it mean to be selfish? No, not shellfish. I'm hungry too. Merriam-Webster defines selfishness as showing concern only for yourself. Today, let's look at why we view selfishness negatively, examine the effects, and explore ways we can advocate for ourselves. I promise not to take too much of your time. I heard the administration hired a 2 Chainz impersonator to come after my address. Classmates, think back to the most selfish thing you saw today. Was it someone cutting you off? Was it the time I was almost impeached for the misuse of campaign funds? I really wanted a Portillo's cake shake. Every part of me was screaming, be selfish, but it just felt wrong. There are 2 reasons why. Our culture and we view selfishness as bad. First, when you think of the word selfish, our mind floods with negative thoughts like, this is wrong, or you're being bad, or stop, that's campaign fraud. Dr. Daniel S. Lobel, professor at Mount Sinai School of Medicine, wrote in a November 2020 Psychology Today that selfishness is considered the emblem of narcissism, hence shunned. Well, Dr. Lobel, there are plenty of things I should be shunned for, but being selfish isn't one of them. Wearing Crocs in the winter is. Look, I'm just your class president, but that doesn't mean I have to always act for the good of humankind. I'm not Malala. What? Do we have something in common? Which brings me to my second cause, culture. Our cultural backgrounds influence how we act in our daily lives. Look, I'm not canceling culture, I'm blaming culture. Dr. Eric Orr, professor of counseling at BYU, said, our definition of selfishness, self-love, and values come from our culture. My Indian cultural upbringing has instilled deep values of selflessness and a hatred for Priyanka Chopra. Oh, if you didn't get the Malala thing, it's because we're both brown. Classmates, I am two things, sexy and selfish, and those ain't changing. And if you want me to change, then my presidency won't work out. Like Jeff Bezos' marriage. Yeah, I went there. Like Bezos' ex-wife? Well, let's move on. The University of Michigan published on March 15, 2021, that nearly half of parents noticed a new or worsening mental health condition in their teen since the pandemic started. This is exactly why we're having this assembly. Bad mental health. And too much Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, and Play-Doh. I made that last one up, but you didn't notice that. Unlike the multiple streaming devices, there are only two effects of not being selfish. First, you affect your ability to help others. Dr. Bruce Weinstein, author of the book Ethical Intelligence, wrote on March 26, 2020 in an issue of Forbes, if you don't help yourself first, you won't be in a position to help anyone else. There's a reason why the airplane hostess tells us to put our own oxygen mask on before helping others. There's also a reason why I'm on the no-fly list, but that's another speech for another time. Another effect is generosity burnout. Generosity burnout is the exhaustion you feel after giving too much. Deepti Singh wrote on December 3rd, 2020 in a Harvard Business Review, when givers don't protect themselves, they can feel overloaded and fatigued. Like my mom, hearing me rehearse my speech during her general hospital. Now she wants to send me to a general hospital. When it comes to self-care, we cannot get a pass, which is why I'm here today talking to you, my class. But also, let me stop rhyming. It's a pain in the ass. Me how we can advocate for ourselves. Well, first, we need to find a balance between selfishness and selflessness. Clinical psychologist Dr. Carla Manley told Bustle on February 17, 2021, that we should self-check ourselves by asking, do I set healthy boundaries that allow me to consider the needs of others without violating my own principles and needs? Think, no, I can't pick up that extra shift, I'm overwhelmed at school. Or no, I will not give you up. I will not let you down. I will not run around or desert you. Second, we need to know when to say no. It's easy to say yes to every favor someone asks of you, but Dr. Nicole Washington, a psychiatrist at Ellison Psychiatric Services, notes that saying no is one of the best forms of self-care we can engage in. So the next time you're asked to speak at an assembly, say no. Just kidding, I love you guys. But seriously, telling others no will give you the chance to say yes to yourself. Classmates, as I wrap up my keynote address, I'd like to share something personal. When my dad passed away when I was 8 years old, a lot of people told me it was my responsibility to take care of my mom and little sister. Ever since, I've had an innate sense to put others' needs before mine. Don't get me wrong, I love my family, but even the best of us need to be a little selfish. And I am the best of us. Today, we looked at why we view selfishness negatively, examined the effects, and found ways we can advocate for ourselves. As I round out my term as class president and commence my college speaking tour, I leave you all with this. It's okay to be selfish. It's self-care. Now give me like 5 minutes and I'll be back for my second